Prior to the start of the video, I've already removed all electrical connections, fuel lines, retaining straps, and protective covers. I'll touch on these items briefly during the video to give you an idea how they all go together. The bottom line is if I can do this, so can you.
So the fuel tank is right in this area. I already have it out. I'm going to try and go through some steps with you. This plastic shield is right about here, and it covers the front of the fuel tank and some the fuel connectors here. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to remove this block right here. It's a 10mm bolt here. You're also going to have to remove this fuel line connection right here. You squeeze it like this, and you pull backwards. And you're also going to have to remove this electrical connector as well as this fuel line right here. This is a different style of connector. This one pushes in and it pushes together, and then you pop it out. I'll show you a little bit later when I'm doing the fuel pump removal from the fuel tank itself. When you want to remove the fuel tank. Now the issue with this is that there are 3 straps holding the fuel tank in place. You have one way in the back, you have one in the center, and you have one here as well too. The one in the back can be pushed to the side and hung down like this. The one here in the center, because of the drive shaft, and the one in the front, you can't get it out because obviously they were put in before the drive shaft is put in. So these have to hang down in place, and hopefully when I'm putting the fuel tank back in, you'll see how I have to get it on here and lift it into place. This fuel tank is less than it's only about an 1/8 tank full, but let me tell you, it's heavy. It's definitely much easier with two people. I did have a floor jack on the front of the fuel tank in this area here, and again I'll try and show you that when I put it back in place. But you definitely need at least a floor jack. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do this. It's far too bulky and heavy by yourself. So when you're removing other connections here's the fuel tank pipe in and of itself. This was probably the hardest part to get off because the nipple from the fuel tank goes into right about here, and it's a very tight spot to get into. Here's another connector you have to take off here, as well as this. There's a connector back in here as well too. Well, right here, this goes to the into the fuel pump itself, electrical connection. So you have to take this one off. This is the front fuel tank here. Again, this is one of the connectors I had to take off here. This one you squeeze and you push up. This one here, you squeeze on the inside and pull them apart. And this was the electrical connector. Here on the back of the fuel tank, you can see here's where the fuel tank, the pipe went into. You can see how long that was. Pretty big ridge on there to get it off. And the other pipe here. This here is what I have to remove. It's pretty dirty, as you can see. I want to be careful with getting any contaminants into the fuel tank once I pop it off. This is the same kind of fuel connector as the other one. I need to squeeze on the bottom and pull the blue clip up. I've yet to figure out how this one is. I think there's clips right there. I'm not 100% sure. I'll figure that one out as I go along. I'll try and video this as I'm taking it apart. Okay, so here I have the tank out. I need to clean up this area first here. I've already removed these 2 electrical connectors. What I'm going to do is just use the vacuum and vacuum off this dirt and everything, because I'm really concerned about having all this dirt fall down inside the tank. So it gets a little loud. I apologize for that. And this connector here, this balloon here, I'm squeezing on the bottom and pushing up. And this was also the same kind of connector that was on the front of the tank as well too. Just use a screwdriver there and pop it up and pull it right off. Pull it right off with a fuel. This one here, I figured out that there's some teeth here. You gotta pull it back and then take a screwdriver and push these teeth so they go over this lip. One on each side. There we go. So I'm going to clean this up a little bit more here. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is get a hammer and tap these out of here. So here we go, I'm removing the tank, the pump itself, the sending unit. Alright, let me see how this works. Okay, what you need to do to get the sending unit pump out is you gotta pull this up and pull it out. This is filled with fuel. Okay, it's out. You have a new gasket. I'm going to clean up this surface here a little bit more, so I'm a little paranoid about this. I'm being very careful not to get the dirt down into the tank. Let me tell you, I don't know how much exactly gas is in this, but this mother is heavy. I'm going to probably drain out some more gas and before I put the whole thing together. So I'm going to pause it for a little while and drain out some more fuel. Okay, so what we have here, I have the tank back under the car. So electrical connection, it needs to get threaded through here, under here, and into here. Have the fuel lines. And this one here, when the tank drops down, when I had it tilted in, the fuel will, this is the feed line, I believe, for the gas, for the engine. So the fuel will leak out of here. So what you need to do, I just have a towel tucked up underneath there to keep it elevated higher than the level of fuel at this end so it doesn't come off. So you see right now, I do have a jack stand. I do have a jack stand under the center of the tank, and I've been slowly raising it up with that stand. So I'm going to try and see if I can get this continue to move up and see what happens. Got to push it over. So now I just kind of push the jack right in the center. So I just relocated the jack to more toward the center of the tank again, raising it up. I have it on the back of the tank. I have a cinder block and a 4x4 underneath there. Raising it up now. I should slide it over this way. I may have to go in the back and move things around.